Hello students, good afternoon to everyone. Let us continue with the 51st bit. Fine. So the question states that in any discrete series, when all values are not same, the relationship between mean deviation about mean and standard deviation is. So this question, can you just check with the options given to us? It is nothing but mean deviation is equal to standard deviation and mean deviation is greater than standard deviation and mean deviation is less than standard deviation and mean deviation is less than or equal to standard deviation. Okay. In the synopsis when I was teaching there, page number 53. You can just make a note down of these. Page number 53. So in that synopsis, the last synopsis, it is mentioned about the relationship between the mean deviation about mean and standard deviation. So if we want to solve this, it will be a completely a big method. Okay. So what I do, I'll take the standard result which I had already taught you all in the synopsis there. So which just now I mentioned to you all, that is page number 53. There the last bit is nothing but it has been given there as quartile deviation is less than mean deviation is less than standard deviation. So using that standard result, I'll be identifying the appropriate answer, that is the correct answer for this question. In any discrete series, when all the values are not same, so always keep it in your mind whenever they're asking the relationship between mean deviation about mean and standard deviation, it is nothing but the answer will be mean deviation is less than standard deviation. Okay, is it clear? So the answer is mean deviation is less than standard deviation. It is nothing but from the synopsis, that is page number 53, which I have already mentioned here. So it will be satisfying the third option, which is nothing but C, which says that whenever we want to know the relationship between mean deviation about mean and standard deviation, using from the synopsis, that is quartile deviation is less than mean deviation is less than standard deviation. When we simplify there, I have given the ratio. It is given the ratios also in the synopsis which I explained there. So when I simplify that part, I will be getting the answer as mean deviation is less than standard deviation. So this is the correct answer for the relationship between mean deviation about mean and standard deviation. Okay. Now we'll be moving on with the next question. So next question says that if the standard deviation of 0, 1, 2, 3, so on up till 9 is k, then the standard deviation of 10, 11, 12, 13, so on up till 19 is. So can you just notice here, the standard deviations are given. That is from 0 to 9 it is said it is as k. Then the standard deviation of 10 to 19. So it is a continuous process. There is no stop there. Can you just check out? It is from 0 to 9 and later it is continued again from 10 to 19. I think I have already explained. It is nothing but the change in the origin whenever it is increased or whether it is decreased. If not, even I can consider it as what? Change in the scale also, whether it is multiplied or whether it is divided. Okay. Here it is nothing but the observations are given. If you want, you can even solve the formula using the variance formula also. You'll be getting the same answer. So whenever the observations are given, when it is said, if the standard deviation of these observation is k and later the observations are continued, the answer will remain the same, which is nothing but as it is, it will be k only. It will not change because here the standard deviations of the observations will remain as it is. So here you will be getting the answer as k. You can just check out with the synopsis also. Hope it is clear for you all. Okay. Now we'll be moving on with the next question. So students, I have written the next question. Hope you have understood the 51 and 52 questions. They are nothing but from the synopsis itself I have taken out the answers. Okay. Now let us move on with the next question. Next question states that if the mean of a set of observations, so set of observations x1, x2, x3, so on up till x10 is given as what? They have given as 20. That is mean, mean of x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus so on up till plus x10 whole divided by sum of observation divided by the total number of observations I have is nothing but what? 10 here. So x1 to x10 is nothing but they said 20. So mean is already given to us. Mean is nothing but 20 they said is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus so on up till x10 whole divided by 10. Is it clear? Now just cross multiply. Now I'll just simplify this part. I'll multiply 10 to the LHS, because here it is divided in RHS. Obviously when I take it to LHS, it will be multiplied here. So 20 into 10 is nothing but what? 200 is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus so on up till plus x10. Is it clear? Hope the first given part is understood for you all. Okay, students. Now, next continuation is, then the mean of x1 plus 4, x2 plus 8, x3 plus 12, so on up till x10 plus x40 is. Now, here, can you just notice one thing? I have just simplified the previous observation, because if I simplify this again, I can just substitute in place of x1, x2, x3, so on up till x10. What I can substitute their value as 200. Hope it is clear why I have simplified here. So now I'll be considering this observation. So this observation, how I can write it as 200 is equal to, can I write it in form of sigma x10? Is it clear? That is nothing but I is equal to 1 to 10. Hope it is clear for you. Now I'll be just simplifying this. X bar is equal to, that is the next mean which they have asked us to simplify. x1 plus 4, that is sum of observations, plus x2 plus 8 plus x3 plus 12 plus so on up till plus x10 plus 40 whole divided by. Here also what you can just check, they are nothing but 10 observations. Yes or no? Here also you have 10 observations, so divided by the total number of observations. So now next what I'll be doing is, I'll just bifurcate the variables one side and numericals one side, such that we already know sigma x10 value is nothing but 200. So what I'll write it here as x bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus so on up till plus x10 plus, okay, observations one side, the numericals one side I'll consider, which is nothing but 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus so on up till plus 40 whole divided by 10. Hope this is clear for you all. So the next step is, this is nothing but what? x1 plus x2, x3 so on up till x10. We have already simplified. This term is nothing but 200. Therefore, x bar is equal to 200 plus, directly you can add the terms. Okay. If not, you can take 4 common. If you are not able to directly add the terms also. So if 4 is common, 1 plus 4 2s are 8 plus 4 3s are 12 plus so on up till 4 10s are 40 whole divided by 10. Is it clear? Now x bar is equal to 200 plus 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3 so on up till 10 is nothing but what? It is nothing but 55. 55 whole divided by 55 into 4 plus 200 whole divided by 10. So here what I'll be getting here answer as x bar is equal to 200 plus 4 5s are 20, 4 5s are 20, 22 whole divided by 10. So 200 plus 220. What I'll be getting here? 420 whole divided by 10. So this and this will get cancelled. We'll be getting 42. So the next mean of observation, next mean for x1 plus 4, x2 plus 8, x3 plus 12, so on up till x10 plus 40 is nothing but what we got the answer. It is nothing but 42. Here, rather than simplifying this step also, directly you can write this step. Is it clear? That is, directly you can write 220. That is adding 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus 40. It is nothing but directly this 220. I have only just simplified and again written for you all such that you all can understand. So what is the correct answer? It is nothing but 42. Hope you all have understood now. Okay. So it is nothing but B option. Is it clear, students? The question says that if the mean of set of observations x1, x2, x10 is 20, then the next observations I have asked. So using the previous observation simplification only, that value I have substituted here. The remaining terms, numericals have simplified. I have added the terms and I have just added these two terms divided by 10. You will be getting answer 42. Is it clear? Now we'll be moving on with the next question. So students, I have written the next question. So next question states that 54th one. The sum of squares of deviations of a set of values is minimum when taken about. So here it is nothing but the sum of squares of deviations of a set of values is minimum when taken about. So one question already we had solved based on this. That is, if the sum of squares of deviations is 0, then it is nothing but called as what? I had thought that it is nothing but called as arithmetic mean. Here it is, instead of using 0, here it is said as, it is nothing but minimum they said. Whenever it is minimum, obviously it will be what? Arithmetic mean. Not median, not mode, not harmonic mean. Using the synopsis, I am writing the synopsis property 1. So answer will be what? Arithmetic mean. That is the sum of squares of deviation of a set of values whenever it is minimum. That means whenever it is 0, it will be what? Arithmetic mean only. It will not change. There it was given as if the sum of squares of arithmetic mean is dash. So there we wrote the answer as 0. Here they have said when it is minimum. So obviously they have given vice versa question as. So here it is arithmetic mean. Hope you all have understood with this question. Now we'll be moving on with the next question. So next question, the reciprocal of the mean of the reciprocals. So the reciprocal of mean of reciprocals of n observations is there. So whenever we consider with the reciprocal, obviously we say harmonic mean is nothing but the reciprocal of what? Arithmetic mean. Yes or no? So here the reciprocal of mean there was. So obviously reciprocal of their reciprocals of n observations. Only just to confuse you all, again they have given the word as reciprocal. So here already it is understood clearly. If they have asked the mean reciprocal, obviously the answer will be what? Harmonic mean. So what is the answer here? Option A. Hope you have understood with both of these questions. These are nothing from the synopsis. I have just told you all the answers. Okay. Sometimes they'll give us the sum of squares of deviations of arithmetic mean is dash. That time it will be what? 0 or it will be minimum. Now differently they have asked us the same question that twisted and asked. Like the sum of squares of deviation is minimum. So obviously whenever it is minimum, it will be arithmetic mean. This is nothing but from the property 1. Here next question, the reciprocal of mean. You already have studied this in your 10th standard. Obviously the reciprocal of mean, what will be considering, which is nothing but the harmonic mean. Hope you will have understood with this question. So students, now we'll be moving on with the 56th question. So here 56th question is nothing but a statement problem, but you need to solve it bit. Okay. So a car completes the first half of its journey. Suppose if I consider like a car completes, okay, first half of its journey with a velocity of v1. Okay, first half of its journey with a velocity of v1 and the rest half of its journey with average velocity. One second. And the rest half with the velocity v2. Is it clear? That is, a car completes the first half of its journey with velocity v1 and the next half with a velocity v2. Then the average velocity of the car for the whole journey. So the average velocity of the car for the whole journey they have asked. That is, when it travels from the beginning till the end, the whole complete journey they are asking here. So if I want to know the velocity, first I need to consider the time here. Yes or no? The time taken for the first half journey and the time taken for second half journey. So what I'll do here, the whole distance I'll consider it as d. So the first half journey, if half of it means it will be d by 2. Next half of it is nothing but d by 2. So the total journey I'll be considering it as what? The total distance as d. So the total journey is nothing but the total journey from the point from the beginning till the end. Distance I have considered it as d. Is it clear? Next the half journey will be d by 2. The first half speed will be v1 and the next half speed will be v2. Just listen whatever statements I'm saying. See that you're going to write down the statements in your book. So the first statement is you'll be writing total journey. That is the total journey. I have considered the distance as what? Distance as d. Hope it is clear for you all. Okay. Now next half journey will be. So half journey, if total is d, then the half journey will be what? D by 2. So half journey is d by 2. Is it clear? Next, the first half speed. So first half speed which is already given. First half speed is what? v1. The second half speed is nothing but v2. Hope you all have understood the given part. Whatever it is given, I have written here. Okay. Now, obviously, if we know these all terms, that is velocity, distance, we can find out what? We can find out the time. So, the time for what? The first half session. So, first half session time, I'll be considering it as what? T1. So, time formula is what? It is nothing but distance divided by speed. So, the first half distance is nothing but d by 2 whole divided by v1. Yes or no? Time formula is what? From physics, which I've already learnt. Time formula is nothing distance divided by speed. So distance, first half distance is nothing, we already know, d by 2, and the speed is nothing but v1, that I've considered here. So if I simplify this term, what I'll be getting? T1 is equal to d divided by, if I take 2 to the denominator, 2 into v1. This is the time for the only first half session. Is it clear for you all? Now next we'll be moving on. The time for what? The next half session. So time for next half session, I'll be considering it as T2. So next half session distance is what? D by 2, and the speed is nothing but V2. When I simplify this, it is nothing but T2 is equal to D divided by 2 into V2. So when we have got the time and using the distance, can we find out the average velocity what they have given to us? Yes or no? So average velocity yes. So average velocity is nothing but distance divided by time. So here distance is nothing but the complete distance. You can write down the formula also. Distance divided by time. So here average velocity is here V you are considering, because here it is bifurcated as V1 and V2. First half session and second half session. So this is nothing but D divided by time. We have again split as what? T1 and T2. So it will be T1 plus T2. Hope you all have understood. Now what we are going to do? We are going to just substitute these all values there. We already know the values. D distance will remain as it is. But T1 is what? T1 is nothing but D divided by 2V1. And T2 is nothing but D divided by 2V2. So here what will be having? D will remain as it is in the numerator. T1 is D by 2 into V1 plus D divided by 2 into V2. Hope this part is clear for you all. Now next we'll be simplifying this. D whole divided by. So can I take D by 2 common? If I take D by 2 common, what I'll be getting here? D divided by 2. I have taken common from the first term as well as second term. So when I take common here, left is what? D by 2 is already outside. So left is 1 divided by V1 plus D by 2 is already outside. So left is 1 divided by V2. Hope this is clear for you all. Okay, students. So the next simplification part is what? D and D will get cancelled. Okay. This 2 what? When it is in the denominator, I'll take it to the numerator whole divided by. Here if I take LCM, what I'll be getting? Whole divided by V1 into V2. So here V1 is already present. So I need to write it as V2 plus V1. So which is there? V2 plus V1 is nothing but even I can write it as V1 plus V2 also. It doesn't change. So when I simplify this further part, I can write it as what? V2 into V1 V2 whole divided by V1 plus V2. Hope this is clear for you. Now just check out with the answer whether we have that option. Yes, we are having here. That is the third option. So third option is nothing but C. So the average velocity of the car to complete the whole journey is nothing but 2 V1 V2 divided by whole divided by V1 plus V2. So hope you all have understood this question. I'll be repeating it once again. Okay, just pay attention. They have said the first half session speed is nothing but what? V1. The next half session speed is nothing but V2. So we have considered the total journey. We have considered the journey as D. That is the distance we have considered as D. If this total is D, obviously half of it is nothing but D by 2. The next half also will be D by 2. We already know the formula for time. It is nothing but distance divided by what? Distance divided by the average speed, whatever we have considered here. So distance divided by average speed, it is with respect to the first half session and the second half session. And the total average speed is nothing but distance divided by time. We'll just substitute the values, simplify, and we'll get the answer. Hope this question is clear to you all. So students, now we'll be moving on with the 57th question. So it states that a distribution consists of three components with frequencies. So here frequencies are given F1, F2 and F3. Frequencies are given here. Okay. Having their means. So means also have been given. X bar 1, X2 bar and X3 bar. Is it clear? Respectively. The mean of the combined distribution is. So with respect to this, I had already solved when I was teaching you synopsis. So what will be the formula here? It is nothing but X bar is equal to N1 X1 bar plus N2 X2 bar plus N3 X3 bar. Is it clear? Whole divided by N1 plus N2 plus N3. Is it clear? Frequencies are nothing but what? N1, N2 and N3. This you can even consider it as what? N1, N2 and N3. So just substitute these values here. So when I substitute here, what I'll be getting? X bar is equal to N1 value is nothing but what? N1 is 45. X1 bar is 2 plus N2 value is what? N2 value is nothing but 40 and X2 bar is nothing but 2.5 plus N3 value is 15 and X3 value, that is X2, the third mean is nothing but 2 here, whole divided by N1 plus N2 plus N3. So what it will be here? 45 plus 40 plus 15. Okay. The most important thing is you need to remember this formula. In the synopsis also I said, when number of frequencies are given and two means are given, directly you'll be using this formula. Even when three components are given also, you'll be using this formula. Now when I simplify this part, what I'll be getting here? X bar is equal to 45 into 2. What it is? It is nothing but 90 plus. Next 40 into 2.5. What I'll be getting here? 40 into 2.5 is nothing but 100 plus 15 into 2. So what I'll get here? 30 whole divided by 45 plus 40 plus 15. 85. Here you'll be getting 100. Is it clear? So when I simplify this part, X bar, numerator what I'll be getting? Numerator I'll be getting 220. Yes or no? 100, 190, 200, 210, 220. 220 whole divided by 100. So here it is X bar combined mean is nothing but 2.2. Now just let us check with the options whether we have that option or not. Yes, there is nothing but the second option, D, which satisfies. Is it clear? So the main important thing, you need to remember this formula whenever they have given for either two means or three means. This formula is very important for the combined distribution of mean. Hope it is clear. Now we'll be moving on with the next question. So the next question says that the following table given the average score of the students. So they have asked here average score of the students here. Observations are given, X is given, and the number of frequencies are given. That means what? Each observation, how many times it is repeated, it is already given in this tabular column. So obviously whenever we need to find average score, what we will do? Usually we are going to use the formula what? Sigma Fx whole divided by F. Yes or no? The same way, now we are going to simplify that formula. The whatever formula I said, the same way we are going to simplify it. F into X, because we need to know the sum of all the Fx. Yes or no? So 20 into 8. 2 8s are 16. So 160 as 0 is present. Next 30 into 12. So what I'll be getting here? 360. Next one 40 into 20, which is nothing but 800. I'm just multiplying the terms and writing. Next 50 into 10 is nothing but 500. Is it clear? Next 60 into 6 is nothing but 360. Okay. Next 70 into 4 is nothing but 280. Suppose are 28. Okay. Now sum of all these observations, sum of all f of x, sum of all f of x, when I add these all terms, that is 160, 360, 800, 500, 360 and 280, 100, 400, 800, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So total what I'll be getting? 2460. This is nothing but sigma of f of x. Now even I need to know what? Sum of all the frequencies, which is nothing but what? Capital N. So when I add these all terms, 8, 10, 8, 12, 20, 10, 6 and 4. So what I'll be getting here? It is nothing but 60. Is it clear? Hope you'll have understood this part. So we have simplified. Now only we need to just substitute. So they have said average score is nothing but sigma fx whole divided by sigma f. So sigma fx what we have? 2460 whole divided by f what we are having? 60. This and this will get cancelled. So what I will be getting your answer? 6 4s are 24. 6 1s are 6. Is it clear? Okay. So just check whether we have that options or not. We have that option. Yes, which is the first option. So what will be the answer here? A option. Is it clear? So whenever these tabular columns, hardly simple questions will be asked for you all. No need to worry. You can directly simplify and just substitute in the formula. Hope this question is clear to you all. Now let us continue with the 59th question. So what it says here, the mean of 100 observations is 50. Almost one problem, 2 or 3 problems we have already solved based on this. There almost observations were given as 2, 3. Here only one observation is given. That is the mean of 100 observation is 50. If one of the observation was 50 is replaced by 40, then the resulting mean will be. So when it is replaced by 40, what will be the next resulting mean they have asked? So first we need to find for these 100 observation, that is x bar you need to find sum of observation divided by total number of observation. Is it clear? So here already how many observations have been given to us? Sum of observation I'll be considering it as x, which I need to simplify, divided by total number of observations is 100 and x bar is already given, that is mean is already given, which is nothing but 50 is equal to x divided by 100. So when I cross multiply, I'll be getting x is equal to 5000. This is nothing but the x bar, that is the sum of observation. X is what here? 5000. That is for when 100 observations it is 50. Okay. Next we need to simplify this term. So when I simplify this term here, so further we need to simplify this. That is we have got the sum of observation which are considered as x. So when I simplify this, 5000 minus, here they have already given for 100 observations. How much it is value? It is 50. So when I simplify, what I'll be getting here? 4950. Next, when it is replaced by what? When it is replaced by 40. In place of what? 50. So whenever it is replaced, what I'll be doing here? Addition. Even in the previous problems also I had done. So when I simplify this, what I'll be getting answer? 4990. Yes or no? 4990. This is for what? When it is replaced by 40. The value of x what we are getting is nothing but it is 4990. Okay. But the resulting mean they asked. So x bar is equal to. So what I'll be having here? Sum of observations 4990 whole divided by the number of observations will remain the same, which is nothing but 100. So x bar is equal to 49. Here 20, so 0.90. This is your answer. So just check which option it will satisfy. It is the second option. So what is the answer here? B is the right option. So it is the observation. If one of the observation which was 50, so I'll be subtracting with the x observation which I have got, and later the replaced value I'll be adding. I'll be getting the observations of what? Observations of the replaced of 40. So for that I'll be finding out the mean, which is sum of observation divided by total number of observation, which is 100. So divided by that term, you'll get the answer. Hope you'll have understood this question. So students, have written the next question. So next question says that if sigma I is equal to 1 to 8 and xi minus 8 is equal to 9, and sigma I is equal to 1 to 18, xi minus 8 whole square is equal to 45. Then the standard deviation of x1, x2, so on up till x18 is. So what I have done here, I have already written the formula, sigma variance formula, which you already know. That is sigma xi square divided by n minus sigma xi divided by n whole square, which we have solved many problems here. So what I'll be doing, sigma square is equal to, this value we already know. What is the value here? It is nothing but given to us, which is 45 whole divided by n is nothing but I is equal to 1 to n. N value is nothing but 18. So I'll just substitute 18 minus xi minus 8. What I have given here? Value as 9 divided by n value is 18. It is whole square. Hope you all know that. Okay. Next, now I'll simplify this. 9 ones are 9 twos are 18. So here what I'll be getting, 45 divided by 18 minus, here as it is whole square, it will become 1 by 4. Yes or no? Now when I simplify this term, so here rather than taking this LCM, here only I can simplify this term. So what I'll do, 9 5s are 45, 9 2s are 18. So it will become 5 by 2. Now I think simplification will become easy for you all. So if I take LCM here, LCM is what? LCM is nothing but 4. Yes or no? 2 2s are 4, 4 1s are 4, 5 2s are 10, minus 1 1s are 1. So sigma square is equal to 10 minus 1 is nothing but 9 by 4. This is your variance. But they said to find out what standard deviation of 18 observation. So standard deviation means sigma is equal to square root of variance 9 by 4. So sigma is equal to 3 by 2. So just check out whether we have that option or what. Yes, we are having that option, which is nothing but the third one. So what is the answer here? C is the right answer. This formula you already know. That's why I had already written and kept it on the board. That is sigma x square divided by n minus sigma x divided by n whole square. This is nothing but the variance formula. Using that formula, I have simplified. Hope students here have understood this question. It is very much simple because here already the values are given to us. N value also is given. Just substitute and simplify. So students, in this chapter almost 60 bits I have completed. So it doesn't mean it is nothing but the completion of the whole competitive bits of the statistics. Okay, there are still many problems to be solved. Also, you can refer much books. Is it clear? So you can even refer for KCET, you can refer GK Rangnath book. If you want to solve JEE means, you can use RD Sharma book. If not, even you can use NCERT fingertips mathematics to solve some of the bits of statistics problem. So till here I'll be winding up with this chapter, that is nothing but the statistics chapter. So I'll be completing with 60 bits in this video, and later I'll be starting up with the next chapter, that is nothing but mathematical reasoning. See that you're going through all the videos until now, till the 60th bit, whichever I've solved and uploaded. Okay, so if you have any doubts in the offline class, or if not for Monday onwards, I think there is a live interaction also. You can ask there, and whatever queries you have, you can inquire there and complete all your doubts. Is it clear? If not, in the offline, when you come back to the college also, you can ask your doubts and clarify. Hope the whole chapter, whatever I have solved, the bits is clear for you all. Practice still more problems. This is not the end of the competitive bits. Okay, if you go on solving, there are many more bits to be solved. I have solved few variety of problems. You can still refer the books which I have said, and you can solve few more problems. See students, as you all are at home, stay safe, but see that you are going to study at the same simultaneously. Okay, be home, be safe. Thank you students.